Hello, and thanks for stopping by. I've had these ideas floating around in my head for long enough, and I think it's about time I talk about them. And if you don't want to hear that, just go watch something else I do, or go watch those Fortnite videos. That would actually help more, probably. But lately, I've been thinking about being a critic. You know, our work on Fortnite is us taking games and playing them and making comments on them and whatnot. And there's a difference between being a critic and just stating your opinion. And I'm not saying this to anybody, and I'm not mad about anything. I'm just saying, there's a difference. Not a lot of people realize that. I don't know how or why, but not a lot of people do. And I feel like maybe it would help if I talk about it. So that's what I'm here to do, hopefully. There's a difference between being a critic and just stating your opinion. There's a difference between being a critic and just talking about things you like or don't like. Yes, that can be a part of being a critic. That is actually very hard not to do while you're being a critic, because your opinion colors everything you do. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's just a difference. It's like the difference between picking at somebody and giving constructive criticism. And no, I don't know why my screen is jumping like that. Anyway, one of the most common things I see, and believe me, I've scoured the internet trying to find critics so that I can learn how to be a critic and what to do about being a critic and how to do it right and do it well. And a lot of people out there who say they're critics don't really know how to be critics. You've got your review shows, you've got your guy that's constantly angry about everything, and yes, to a point, it's a critic. Okay, first of all, to be a critic is to critique. I need to say that, okay? A lot of people don't know that. And I'm not saying that's important. I'm just saying that's what it's called. When you are a critic, you critique things. So when you're critiquing something, you really have to think about the quality of the thing that you're doing, and you really have to think of, what did this mean? Am I understanding it correctly? Is the way I'm looking at it wrong, or is the way they're saying it wrong? Like any random game, 90% of the time, you're gonna see somebody who's critiquing a game and all they say is, this game sucks because it's too hard, or this game sucks because it looks bad, and especially because it looks bad. And like, if you can't just get over the way it looks, whether you like it or not, you're not gonna have a very good time. Because how it looks, while it is a major factor and can make or break a production, in the long run, in the big stretch of things, it doesn't matter. So if you're going to critique something, don't focus on how it looks. And two of the things you don't actually want to do a lot is to harp on things and to nitpick about things. To harp on things is to continuously bring up the fact. If you don't like green, and you keep saying, God, look at all that green, I hate green, then that's harping on it. That's also partially a nitpick, and a nitpick is when you're stating something as a problem that really isn't a problem. It uses too much green and I don't like that. That's a nitpick, and that's not critiquing. Now, if you say perhaps there's so much green in the environment that it's making it look gross and sickly, and the scene is not supposed to make you feel that way, but it is anyway, that could be somewhat of a critique. Um, Again, actually, a lot of time and effort goes into being a critic. A lot of time goes into understanding the material. Yes, you can watch a movie one time, you can play a game through one time and have an opinion about it and state your opinion, but in order to be a critic, you have to really, really try as hard as you can to understand things. Some of the big name critics say they watch the same movie at least 10 times before they even think about writing their reviews. Because you need to understand it. You need to sit there and you need to think about it. Not scene by scene, maybe not watch it 10 times. Maybe just watch it twice, maybe 3 times at the most. But you can't just sit there one time and think that you have all of the information you need to be a reasonable critic. That's just not how it works. And believe me, that's a hard pill for me to swallow too, especially because of my attitude where, I've already seen it, I don't want to see it again. Or how many times I've played through the one level just because I'm bad at the game. I don't want to go any further, but you need to. You need to play the whole game. You need to watch the whole movie. You need to do it a few times, not only to get the hang of it, but to see all the things that there are to see. And then, from what you need to comment on, form your opinions, and do so in a way that is not biased, not too one-sided, that you're not constantly just picking on details that you don't like, and not just praising the details that you do like. There are certain things that you can like and say bad things about, and there are certain things that you don't like that you can say good things about. There's a little bit of bad in the good and a little bit of good in the bad, and a lot of critics, especially online critics, don't really seem to be able to apply that, and that's unfortunate. Let's see. I'm trying to avoid specific examples and specific situations because I don't want to actually color your opinion. I don't actually want to make you think things just because I think them. I want you to take the information I'm giving you and try to make use of it. That's not something I'm especially good at, so I guess here goes. Okay, one of the things that sticks out in my mind right now, because I am completely off the wall bat nuts and have no control over the things I'm thinking at any one point in time, is the Borderlands series, right? It's been ages since I've played that game, and the most annoying missions that I ever undertook are like the only ones that are still in my mind. The most annoying missions in my mind were helping the darn robots. The claptrap, or whatever they call them. See, to me, those missions didn't have a reason to exist. They were annoying. All the robots did was sit there and whine and complain. And yes, when you fix them, you got some loot. But 9 times out of 10, I didn't need it. It was helpful to get some extra money, maybe some extra clips. But really, I could have just gone and done a grind in some low-level area, and I would have gotten everything I needed. So it just became really pointless. But the point of the missions is not to annoy you. And here's where you become a critic instead of just stating your opinion. See, the point of the scenes, from the gameplay's perspective, is so that you can show yourself as the hero. You're not just concerned with the forms of life, you're concerned with the forms of life you interact with. The Claptrap are billed as these lowly, almost slave people, and they don't even know any better because they're programmed to like being abused because of all the crap that happens in the Borderlands series. They don't know they're being mistreated, well, unless you get the one expansion pack. And to have somebody who looks at this robot, sees its suffering, and actually helps it is a big thing. You are helping this poor unfortunate soul save its life? Question mark? And that's supposed to make you feel like a hero, and it's supposed to give you this epic reward for doing something nice. The point of the game is you're this big bounty hunter or whatever that's trying to claim the alien technology, but you're also trying to fix what's wrong. Whether you like it or not, you're doing good. You're doing the right thing. Helping people, fixing problems, and making things better overall. Which is kind of an odd place to stick this lesson. You see, you're a bounty hunter whose one and only goal is to crush every single thing in your path until you get what you want. And yet every single thing you do is helping somebody. I'm a bounty hunter. I shouldn't care whether this one robot is lying on the floor in pain. I should be shooting things and getting to the next stage so that I can get the thing I want. It's a side quest, and you know, that's how side quests work. But technically, it doesn't really have a place in the game's setting. Again, another critique about the situation is, why do they need help? I mean, think of it this way. This is a world where an entire car can appear out of a lamppost. You go up to a terminal, press a button, and an entire car appears out of a lamppost. You don't die, you are instantaneously cloned. And then your clone keeps doing the same thing you were doing before because your clone also miraculously has the same memories and the same personality. And yet this one robot is dying and in pain and is unable to receive any other form of help. See, that would be called a nitpick, though. That's me harping on this one part of the situation. That's not what you're supposed to do to be a critic. And I understand this. And hopefully I'm helping you to understand it as well. Now, what are the good things about this quest line? Well, the Claptrap is apparently a likable character. I say apparently because personally I think they're annoying little sons of and all that, but apparently Claptrap is very well liked among the community, and there's a reason for that. Somewhere. You helped. Another thing is, yes, you are the hero. It doesn't make sense for you to technically be the hero in this context, if you ask me. But you are helping the poor unfortunate soul. You are doing right what was set wrong, and that is a good thing for you to do. Most notably, and what I'm guessing most people would do in this case, is accept the quest and do it because you get rewarded for it. You do get a substantial amount of money, you do get a substantial amount of equipment, and you do get a couple of guns. Like I said, most of the time I didn't really need them, but I'm guessing that's just because I played differently than most people. And some of the rewards can be really good, as far as I'm told. So, if any of you online critics are out there listening, all I'm trying to say is think about the situation more. Think about what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. Be less opinionated and be more thoughtful, and overall that will improve your being a critic skill or something. I'm really bad at these things when I try to. And never mind. But please, if I was of help to you, then have a nice day. If I wasn't a help to you, have a nice day. And just have a nice day, and thanks for watching.